There was a season in your life when it felt like you were invisible. You walked into rooms and people overlooked you. You shared ideas and they dismissed you. You spoke dreams out loud and they laughed, not always to your face, but just enough for you to feel it. They did their best to make you feel small, unseen, unimportant. But here is what they don't realize. You were never invisible. You were in preparation. The same people who tried to ignore you, undermine you, and quietly discourage you are the same ones who can't stop watching you now. The same eyes that pretended not to notice are now studying your every move, because what they feared happened. You became everything they said you could not be. Your enemies saw your potential before you fully believed in it yourself. They saw your creativity and your discipline. They saw your hunger to grow, and deep down it unsettles them. When you were building something small from nothing, they were watching. When you were dreaming out loud about goals that seemed too big, they were watching. But instead of encouraging you, they tried to shrink you. They tried to make your dreams sound ridiculous, not because your dreams were too big, but because they knew you were capable of reaching them. And potential is threatening to people who have settled. One of the most painful parts was not the criticism, it was the pretending. They acted like they were not paying attention. They made it seem like what you were building did not matter, like your ambition was naive. But behind the scenes, they were studying you. They'd ask subtle questions. They'd make little comments. They'd throw small jabs disguised as jokes, because they did not want you to become confident. They did not want you to start believing in yourself. They wanted you to doubt your ability, hesitate, and stay dependent. The Bible says in Psalm 37 verse 12, "The wicked plot against the righteous and gnash their teeth at them." Not everyone who smiles at you is for you. Not everyone who downplays you is unaware of you. Some people try to humble you because they see the crown forming on your head. They told you your dreams were out of reach, but what they were really saying was, if you succeed, it will expose our limitations. They wanted you to forget your dreams, to settle, and to stop striving. But there was something inside you that refused to die. Even on days you doubted yourself and cried in private, even on days you wondered if they were right, you kept going, because deep down you knew God put something in you that could not be silenced. The Bible says in Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." While they were trying to limit your future, God had already written it. While they were trying to cap your potential, heaven had already approved you. Here is what makes your story powerful. You did not win by begging for acceptance. They thought you would. They thought you would eventually come back and say, "Please help me and support me. Please validate me." But instead, you partnered with God. You walked in silence. You failed and tried again. You trusted divine nudges. When doors closed, God redirected you. When people rejected you, God refined you. When they ignored you, God elevated you. You did not need their approval. You needed alignment. The Bible says in Isaiah chapter 60 verse 15, "Although you have been forsaken and hated, with no one traveling through, I will make you the everlasting pride and the joy of all generations." You were once overlooked, doubted, and dismissed, but God said He would make you a joy, a testimony. Now something has shifted. You are walking confidently in your abilities. You are no longer shrinking in rooms. You are no longer apologizing for your gifts. And suddenly, they are watching openly. They comment on your progress. They follow your updates. They ask about your strategy. They observe your moves. The same people who acted like you were invisible now make it obvious that they are studying you, because what they feared has already happened. You elevated beyond their imagination. You did not just reach your goals, you exceeded the version of you they had in their minds. You became the blueprint. Here is the part that really reveals everything. Some of the people who disliked you now treat you very nicely. The tone has changed. The energy shifted. Suddenly, they try to connect. They offer support. They act like they always believed in you, because now they see value. They could not sabotage you. So now they want proximity. And that realization teaches you something powerful. The world can be fake. Some people don't hate you. They just hate that you are ahead. Some people don't dislike you. They dislike the reflection of their own limitations when they look at you. Every comment, side eye, every attempt to humble you, God used it. It built your resilience. It strengthened your faith. It sharpened your focus. If they had supported you early, you may have depended on them. But because they withheld support, you learned to depend on God. Because they tried to isolate you, you developed independence. Because they underestimated you, you overdeveloped your skills. What they meant to break you built you. And now you are standing in a place they never imagined you'd reach. They thought you would need them. They thought you would always come back for approval. But you figured things out. You researched, practiced, refined. You trusted God's direction. And now you move differently. You don't chase validation. You attract respect. You don't seek permission. You walk in authority. You don't dim your light. You let it shine. The invisible one became the example. The overlooked one became the standard. If you are in that season right now where it feels like people are ignoring and doubting you, hear this clearly. They see you even when they pretend they don't. And more importantly, God sees you. Your effort is not wasted. Your growth is not unnoticed. Your obedience is not in vain. Keep walking in your God-given talent, because one day the same people who tried to make you invisible will have no choice but to acknowledge what God has done in your life. Not for revenge, but for revelation. You were never invisible, you were becoming. And now you are fully stepping into who you were always meant to be. Stay humble and focused. Thank you for watching, and may God bless you.